Hello, friends. Good morning. You may not watch this in the morning, but whatever. Good day, friends. So we are on day 5 of having been evacuated from the ranch where we were staying, and we just want to give you guys a quick update.
Carpenter, carpenter, won't you build us a home? One true and straight where our children they grow.
We're on day 5 of our wildfire evacuation from which fire is it now? They changed the name.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It started out as the Hopkins Fire, then it became the Elkhorn Fire, and now it's the August Complex.
Yeah, so, be Solfege in a minute, the Do Re Mi Sa Fo La Ti fire. And anyways, so we're on day 5 of our evacuation, and we just want to give you guys a quick update. We are staying with my cousin and his wife about 45 minutes from the ranch that we were evacuated from, and we had the opportunity to help them process some chickens yesterday. They raise Cornish cross. They live a homestead kind of lifestyle too. They have a great little home on some acreage with a beautiful apple orchard, and they raise cows or steers and goats and pigs and chickens and all that stuff. So we got to do some just normal things.
Homestead therapy.
And it was exactly what it was. And it was great. So we processed 40 chickens yesterday, and then in the afternoon my cousin and I went to help his cousin-in-law cut up some of their chickens that they did on Friday. So it's been a lot of chicken lately. It's just nice to get back and do normal things, and it's a great opportunity not to focus on the turbulent nature of the uncertainty of being sort of displaced right now. The ranch where we've been staying since March is currently under an evacuation warning, with the mandatory evacuation line being some 2 miles from the house, and so to the east of us. So the reason we've opted to leave early and to stay away is that the home in which we're staying is at the end of a 2-mile sort of dead-end dirt road driveway. So there's only one way in and one way out. And so anytime you deal with a wildfire, you have to look at your evacuation routes. And we only have one. And our concern is the fire moving down from the north and essentially cutting us off from our only means of escape. So we're going to give it probably another 5 days. It's a really good opportunity to learn how to cope with a lot of uncertainty. Things change from day to day. The kids have been really resilient, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But they also have family to stay with and hang out with. So it's familiar, yet different at the same time. And I mean, quite honestly, it's so funny. This morning, our redhead was sullen and in the corner and wouldn't talk to us and wouldn't even come in the living room. And Katie goes over and sits down on the floor next to him and, ready to do the mom thing. And we're trying to figure out what emotional impact is this evacuation having on our sweet, tender-hearted 4-year-old? Turns out he was pissed he didn't get the Cinnamon Toast Crunch churro cereal that he wanted, so he was just throwing a good old-fashioned fit in the corner. Had nothing to do with a wildfire.
I don't think we've ever... I did this back when I was in college, evacuated, but it was a college, so it wasn't my home. And in this way, I'm technically, if it burns, I'm not losing my home, but it's the childhood...
It's a family
home.
heritage.
It's a family home. Yeah. And so it would put us back into the trailer.
Right. Well, back into the trailer. And so by way of another update, aside from the fire and aside from having to evacuate, there have been a ton of changes in our lives that all coincided with this changes that we sought and wanted have coincided with a bunch of change we weren't looking for but got anyway. So in the space of a week, we listed our house in Oregon, got a full price offer, got it under escrow, sold the red Dodge with a gray flatbed that we built. Go check those videos out. And bought a new truck. And so it's just, there's been just an absolute ton of change. And
we were going to do an update on why we sold our Dodge and why we bought our new truck. And so it all comes down to just stuff started breaking on it. Yeah. And Paul was working on it, I think, every other week. and fixing one thing after another, and it kept breaking, and we don't want to have another breakdown on the road. And it's not because of mileage, it's just because of age.
Yeah.
And so we opted to go, and because our house was under escrow and we have hopes of selling it, we decided to just go ahead and just replace the truck now, when I actually found one that we'd been kind of looking at these for 3 months. So,
and maybe we can do a video about that whole process
do.
later.
We
It
will.
was a blast. Just tons of change.
Yeah, so our house is selling. We are finishing up those projects on the ranch. Just a lot of deferred maintenance that was part of it being just like a family vacation home, and nobody wants to spend their vacation working on it. And so we've just been keeping busy there, and a little longer than I think we wanted to, but it's been really good for us to be around family.
I think it's definitely distilled our desire to want to have a home again somewhere, even though we don't know where that somewhere is. Being at the ranch has definitely made us want to really homestead again and have livestock and do all that stuff and just be settled. And I mean, quite honestly, I think one of the reasons the kids are handling the fire evacuation so well is because we've been itinerant for a year. We left Labor Day of last year, and I mean, there were some weeks where we were in a different place every night, and then there were 6 weeks where we didn't move, and so then we have to evacuate the ranch, and maybe in their child minds it's like, oh, we're just moving somewhere else, you know. So I think I'd like to think the itinerant nature of our journey leading up to the fire and the evacuation has in some way eased the uncertainty and the stress of just being up in the air. I know we're rambling, but we're doing great. Lots of change.
Yeah, but we're
Things are going
safe.
crazy. We are safe, and we're sitting for me personally, we're sitting in the foggy redwoods of the Eel River Valley,
This
which
is smoky.
home. No, this is fog.
Fog, smoke,
Smog. And so
a lot of this is
it is smoke, but it's also foggy. It's dewy. The humidity's up. The temperature's down.
which is awesome.
Awesome. Our hearts go out to those who have lost everything. We have friends that are, as of the recording of this, are fighting to save their homes, and we know of people that have lost everything. It's hard to quantify. So,
But yeah. I think the other thing that I got to take away is when I went yesterday, I hadn't been to the ranch since we evacuated. Paul has been going down there and grabbing stuff. And we really wanted some butchering supplies that we had left there that weren't important to grab because they're replaceable, you know.
Because you don't think you're going to butcher when you're evacuating. That's not front of mind. Like, oh, we're going to process meat.
So he wanted me to go back and get our tubs and a couple other things. And so I went back, and the bees were extra active on my garden, my little pot garden of tomatoes and tomatillos. And they were busy, and there was a frog on the leaves, and he was going after bugs, and everything was carrying on doing what they do. Like, there was no real change other than the bees were busier. And I think when you're in this situation where you're pulled up and you're just reeling from either watching your friends' houses burn or whole communities burn and waiting for yours to burn, you realize that you just have to keep carrying on and doing something and not focusing on it. And really just keep living your life and carrying on. So that was the one thing that I took away, and I have been just fixated on this fire.
So even now, go out there and butcher someone's chickens if that's what you have to do. So,
anyways, we just wanted to give you guys an update. And if you don't follow us on Facebook and Instagram, I update there more often than here on YouTube, unfortunately, because I am a mother of 3 and we are busy. And sometimes I just don't take the time to sit down and edit a video. Yeah, but follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more up-to-date updates. And yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Thanks for watching.
Go Cal Fire. CDF, whatever. They don't like being called CDF anymore.